Hey guys, it's Joe Tunney here at Honda of Seattle and Toyota of Seattle here on a windy but spectacular day in the Soto district of downtown Seattle. And we're taking a look at a 2015 Toyota Avalon Limited. The word Avalon comes from the story of King Arthur. It's a mythical, semi-utopian island referenced not just in the times of King Arthur but throughout history. Also a very important album by Roxy Music, one of the defining albums of the 1980s. And speaking of things from the 80s, the Avalon actually is derived from Toyota's Mark II. It used to have a totally different personality. Mark II from 1976 all the way up until 1992 was known in the United States as the Cressida. Cressida, when I was a kid, was always that kind of sporty, boxy shape, kind of a young, successful guy's fun sedan, and that personality in the marketplace was taken over by the Maxima, really, that became more of that sporty, vibrant, young, successful type Japanese car. And the Avalon emerged in 1994 to replace the Maxima. And the Avalon had a totally different personality. It was kind of the older daddy's kind of car, you know, guy wanted just to cruise onto the golf course and needed a big trunk. It was a stretched out Camry, really, is all that it was. And so it lost that rear wheel drive performance edge that its forebearers had, and it became more of a soft, kind of buttery soft, larger sedan. And it's kind of maintained that personality throughout its lifespan. Well, the new Avalon actually isn't that way at all, and I think that the market has become so used to Avalons having that old daddy personality that they have neglected what's actually a surprisingly interesting car. I'm going to pop the hood, and we're going to take a look at where some of that interest begins. Now, it's 268 horsepower, so yeah, it still has a V6 engine. 248 pound-feet of torque. It's front-wheel drive, where its predecessor was rear-wheel drive. But one of the limitations of front-wheel drive cars, you figure the 0 to 60 is going to be obviously not that good. It's a big car and it's front-wheel drive, but it actually goes 0 to 60 in about 6.5 seconds. So, well, that's not bad at all. In fact, that's really good. And then you factor in the absolutely legendary quality that Toyota brings to the table across the entire sedan spectrum. And really, I don't know who its competitors would be. The bigger Kia, the bigger Hyundai, the bigger Chevy, Impala, or what have you. But really, I think when you talk about long-term quality and resaleability down the road, there really isn't much that competes with the Avalon. Taking a look at the lines, well, obviously it has really nice lines. I mean, it looks great in black on black. It looks nice in a Limited, of course, with alloy wheels and what have you. Interior-wise, the Limited gives you just a nicer interior, no other way to say it. It gives you a better quality of leather, and then it has that great 11-speaker JBL sound system, and it really is a great sound system. It also has heated seats and air-conditioned seats. It has nice big buttons, and I hate to say, you know, nice big buttons like, again, it's for older folks, but that's one of the alluring things of Toyota products as a rule. They're kind of high-tech yet low-tech at the same time. They're high-tech in that they have modern amenities and technology, but they're low-tech like they're just easy to use when you're actually driving down the road, and that's certainly not a bad thing. Now, when I look at space, it's great. You know, it's super duper roomy, has a real sporty leather steering wheel, 3-spoke steering wheel, real nice, easy to read gauges, everything looks great, has blind spot monitoring and power sunshades. I mean, all the nice luxury amenities, and I feel really good up here. But in the back, that's where the Avalon really shines. In the back, I'm enjoying heated seats and rear climate control, and then I'm also enjoying more legroom than I know what to do with. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall and 175 pounds, and I feel fantastic, even with the seat all the way back. And so this is really more of an executive tour. Also, it's a great commuter. I mean, if you have 4 full-size adults or real big kids, or you're in the real estate game and you want to show guests to different properties and what have you, man, you can do a whole lot worse than this. You feel like you're driving in a limousine or something. Not just the size, but the comfort. I mean, you feel really good back here. And then the trunk space. That's the other area where a front-wheel drive car is always going to do great. 16 cubic feet of trunk space is enough for all your golf clubs and your friends' golf clubs too. Again, real estate signs, anything big that you need to put in here, it has a great trunk. Why? Because a front-wheel drive car doesn't have a rear-wheel drive drive shaft, So there's no big tube coming from the engine all the way to the back that forces you to elevate that floorboard and compromises the space back here. There's nothing as far as your drive assembly coming back here, and so you have acres of space for trunks. And so the marvelous trunk in this car. And then taking a look at the passenger side again, beautiful lines. That metallic paint has a lot of blues and even some pale yellows in it. Gives it a real sparkly, crisp personality, especially on a beautiful sunshiny day like we're enjoying today. I'm going to turn it on. Let's take a listen to how it sounds. And so with all this power and size, you know you're going to sacrifice a little bit on gas mileage, but again, that's not the truth either. It enjoys 24 miles per gallon combined driving, city and highway. And so sure, lots of cars get 24 miles per gallon in the modern times, but they aren't this big and they aren't this fast. And this car just feels like very, very modern. It's not like Avalons of days gone by where it was big, but it didn't have a lot of personality, didn't have a lot of technology, didn't have a lot of horsepower, really. I mean, it had numerically higher horsepower numbers than some of its competitors, but it just didn't translate out on the road to something that really sparkled, where this actually feels great out on the open road. Again, beautiful stereo system, air-conditioned seats, great little leather cubby here to plug in your devices, and then it closes up really nice and just looks like one big leather, one sheet of leather. Everything's very smooth, the wood looks nice, just a really cool car. This one only has 2,000 miles, and it's under $33,000. That's not a lot of money, is it? For a certified Toyota with a 100,000 mile powertrain warranty from Toyota, abundant factory bumper-to-bumper warranty, and resale value that just nobody in this category, at the very least, is ever going to touch. This one's fully loaded, fully accessorized, mood lighting. I mean, you name it, this car's got it. And if you have any questions about this car at all, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know about them. My name's Joe Tunney. I'm the pre-owned director of Honda of Seattle and Toyota of Seattle. You can reach me anytime. Joe T at hondaofseattle.com.